What is going on, guys? It's Amir Hussein, and today I'm going to be going over some projects that you guys have probably not heard of yet that I think are going to do pretty well. These projects are a little bit under the radar. I thought I'd bring this to your attention. And then also we're going to go over some good news in the NFT space. I know a lot of people were calling a bear market. I said that I don't think we're going to see one. We got to give it a little bit more time, and we've obviously seen a little bit of a bounce in this space. Super good, and we've seen a lot of great mints that have popped up recently, a lot of great upcoming projects that are really big that are probably going to bring tons of volume to the space. So I want to go over all that, and we're even going to go over some NFT drama that I've been seeing in this space, and I want to cover all that, guys. So make sure to go subscribe down below, guys. We're growing really fast. We're at like 17,000 subscribers, guys. Thank you so much for all the support. We've been doing this for like a long time now. It's awesome to see the growth. Twitter is growing really fast. Everything's going good, guys. Thank you so much for all the support. I appreciate it. Now we're going to start off with some cool projects that I'm looking at, and then we'll get into some news and all that good stuff. So let's just go ahead and get into the first project. This one is called Rubber Duck Bath Party. This one is super interesting, guys, and this one caught my eye. And when I looked a little bit more into the project, I realized that this is one of these projects that are a little bit undervalued at the moment. Now, this project is not out yet, and we can take a look at the art here. It's super cute. It matches the meta. It's what people like. It's family friendly, and we can just see here, it's just like really cute dotted outline duck art, obviously, right? Now, they do have a partnership here with Cool Cats, which is pretty big considering that, you know, you would look at the project and think 17,000 followers, that's it. Now, they actually are there, and most of their backing is all community backing. They're not doing any of that marketing or anything like that out there. And, you know, I just wanted to point that out because I'm looking at other projects that have tons of followers, and this project has a lot more engagement on their Discord, on their Twitter, than projects with, like, let's say 50 to 70,000 followers on Twitter. So this is really good to look at. Now, if I were to go a little bit more deeper into the project, we can see here Jashai is one of the founders here. He's one of the creators of Rubber Duck Party. He's doxed, and here we can see here he's verified and all that stuff. That's super cool, and I just like the vibe of this project overall. We could take a look at their website here. It's called duck.art. Pretty neat. Obviously a super cute and unique website. I like it a lot in my opinion. We could take a look here, go down a little bit of an explanation on what's going on, and a little bit of a roadmap. Basically, the main vibe here is, you know, an under-promised roadmap, and they're going to be having, you know, the main utility is your PFP, and then they're going to be having the rubber ducky bath parties and stuff. So this is something that I really like. You know, no BS, no promises, no buzzwords, just fun. And I think this project will actually do really well based off the fact of the honesty. Now we can take a look here. March 1st will be their mint, and then for the public it'll be March 2nd. Now for this project, they're gonna have 10,000 pieces, and the mint price is not out yet, but I believe it's gonna be pretty reasonable because these guys are really reasonable. Now we can take a look here, the team and all that stuff. You can just click on their name, their Twitter pops up and all that stuff. Super cool. Now on their website, they have some pretty cool stuff going on. You guys can actually interact with their website. It has some pretty cool animations and all that stuff. You can actually play a little game on their website, guys. So that's pretty neat to me. I like these little touches that are added on for this project. I think it just shows where this team is going to go. It just shows that this team is actually under-promising the actual crap out of this project, and I think they might do something cool. So for now, they have some really cool partnerships, a really nice vibe, and I just think that these guys are really genuine, and I think that they can do something cool here. And again, nothing I say here is paid promo, nothing. It's just my actual honest opinion. I have no endorsements, I have no sponsorships, I have no paid promo here. It's just me talking about how I feel about projects, so just wanted to put that out there. Now, for the next project, we have Rubberovsky. This one is a pretty hyped up project recently. It's gaining a lot of traction. Now it's almost at 66,000 followers. The first time I saw this thing, it had under 8,000 followers. So pretty fast growth. I see some of my friends here are following them, so that's nice to see. I always like to see that when I'm looking at projects, when I'm following projects, that some of my other friends are following them, because I don't want to follow projects that have nobody I know following them. It's just a little bit fishy, a little bit like red flaggy in my eye. And we can see here that they have some pretty cool graphics going on. It just shows a little bit of professionalism in my eyes. They have some pretty cool engagement here. The whitelist giveaways, they're doing all that stuff to gain tons of traction, tons of followers on Twitter, which is obviously super cool. We can take a look at some of the art here. It's just a little bit unique in my eyes. It's just a little bit different. It feels different, which is obviously cool. And if we were to take a look at their website here, there's a lot of different cool stuff going on, but let's just go straight ahead into their roadmap. You guys can take a look here a little bit into their roadmap and stuff. Obviously, it looks pretty cool. And with the team, you guys can see everybody here, which is nice to see. You guys can actually click on their, like, some of their LinkedIns, their IMDb, all that stuff. And they actually have Dev Patel. This guy is pretty well known in the space for the movie scene, so that's really cool. You guys can just take a look at like some of the art sneak peeks here, I think, and this just looks a little bit more professional than what we usually see in the NFT space, so that is something that I like.
What is
And they have a little bit of a trailer here. You guys can check it out. It's like this little mice and stuff, you know, a little bit of an animation. Looks like a movie. And there's a lot of lore and story behind this entire collection. So if you guys want to look more into it, you can obviously check it out for yourself. Do your own research as always. And anything for any of these projects can go wrong at any time. This is me just trying to put this on your guys' radar. Nothing else. Now let's go ahead and get into the next project. This one is called 88 Dynasty. This one I found pretty early on, and they actually have some really cool stuff going on here. Now with this project, obviously we can take a look here. They have the 3D animated walking art. Obviously it's, you know, something that the Hype Bears did. It's something that Invisible Friends did. It's something that Imaginary Ones is doing. Obviously Hype Bears didn't do well. We have to see Imaginary Ones and Invisible Friends do well, but obviously it's just very hyped right now. A lot of people like this type of stuff, and we can take a look here. It's some pretty cool art that they got going on, some animated art, and there's a little bit of lore behind this. Obviously you guys got to look a little bit more deeper into it. I'm not going to go over it, but they did actually partner with Takoa. Takoa is their advisor for this project, and I think this is like real advisory, not just marketing. So he's actually like, I think, helping them behind the scenes, which is what a real advisor does. So that's really cool to see. We have a graphic here. If you guys don't know who Takoa is, he's just a guy in the space that's you know, done some cool stuff. He has his own project. He advises a bunch of projects, and he has a little bit of a following out there. So that is super cool to see that he's on board. I like that. Again, there's no indicator there that this project is going to go to the moon because he's on there. It's just that, you know, a reputable person is on the team. Now I actually do not have the access to their Discord for this project, but just going over their engagement to like follower rate, it does look pretty decent, to be honest. It's nothing crazy in my opinion, but it's there, and I think that there's a lot more room for growth out here. And obviously they're going to be doing some more whitelist giveaways and all that stuff, but again, I just think that this project can actually be driven by the community, and let's just see where this one goes. It's still very small. It's in the early stages, and I think if they're not planning on releasing anytime soon, these guys have some time to build, which I do recommend for this project. But we can see here like 1,800 likes, 20,000 views for something that they posted a couple of days ago with no whitelist giveaway. But yeah, this is definitely one I would probably go ahead and take a closer eye on because it does look pretty cool. Now, what I wanted to go ahead and talk about is actually some things with the OpenSea daily volume. I know a lot of people were calling a bear market, but in my honest opinion, I kind of knew that it was not the bear market. Now, what's happening with the market? We had a little bit of a sell-off because Ethereum went up in price, and then Ethereum did take a little bit of a dip down. Now it's below 3,000 right now. Ethereum is kind of taking a chill. It's kind of just stabilizing. We see just this insane amount of volume, right? Now this has to do with the other side mint and also the Tasty Bones mint. Now if you guys don't know what that is just two projects that are pretty hyped up that did pretty well. We have the other side here, 3.3 thousand Ethereum traded in about a day and a half or 2 days. And then Tasty Bones, not even 12 hours, not even 10 hours. And they already have 2.5 thousand Ethereum traded. They have so much room to keep going crazy. So I think these two projects are super cool. And I'm glad that they did pretty well. Tasty Bones, obviously, kind of doing exactly what we thought it would do. Just obviously a really high floor price. On top of that, super cheap mint. And the other side obviously still up from the mint price by a lot. So nice to see these two projects do super well, and that is just a great indicator for me that we are still doing really well in this market, that there is still so much room for projects to do well. And honestly, in my opinion, with like a bunch of projects recently that were like rugging and just stealing money from the space and just sucking the liquidity out of people's wallets, that did hurt the space a lot. Now that's what we kind of saw here in this little bit of a downtrend for those, like for that 1 week. There was a lot of shit going on in the space. There was a lot of hate, fun, all this stuff, right? We have like Goonies and everything with all that drama, all that fun with Goonies. That really hurt the space, right? That really hurt people's confidence and all that stuff. And I'm kind of sad that that happened, but we see a little bit more confidence since these two projects did pretty well, and I'm glad that we're seeing that. So I think that this can continue for other projects to do pretty well, and I think we are going to see some more volume for maybe like the next week. I don't know, again, what's going to happen to Ethereum tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, but I'm just saying. And as long as we're sitting in the sweet spot of like under 3,000 ETH and like a super cheap gas prices and stuff, I think that will be chilling. Obviously, you're not going to see things go crazy 24/7 in this type of market. And obviously, I'm not expecting things to go crazy like 24/7, but as long as we can get these hype projects to have really, really solid mints, super smooth contracts, and just great volume, we'll be seeing some more confidence in the space. And obviously, I do want to go over some like good news in the space and stuff, which I'm about to get into. And obviously, I wanted to go over MFers. A lot of people were talking about this project. A lot of people were actually following into this project, which caused the mint price to go up a lot. And obviously, we have tons of volume here. We can see this big fat spike, guys. Obviously this is all very recent, and this almost went to a 3 ETH floor, guys. So this is a really recent thing, and I'm actually really glad to see this type of stuff. This project, obviously, it's just like a really cute PFP. I'm not too sure about like what the full utility is behind it, but it's just like this really cute doodled art. And I think this will be able to last in the space for a long amount of time, as long as like reputable people, bigger people keep this as their PFP. And I just think it's like a community driven thing. So obviously super cool to see. So I just wanted to keep that on your guys' radar. Make sure you guys are keeping an eye on projects like this that could possibly moon in the future. And obviously there's a trend with what's going on with these certain types of projects. And there's another one that I want to put out, and this one is actually called Cool Man's Universe. Now this project's done really well recently. Again, we can see something very similar to MFers. They had a huge spike in volume here recently, and a lot of people are just FOMOing into this project. The floor price is increasing like crazy. We have really high ETH sales here, which is obviously a really good indicator for the long-term aspect of a project, which again does not mean it's going to last forever, does not mean it's going to the moon. It's just a good indicator. It's just something that you would like to see when you're trying to evaluate if a project can hold a longer term value. Now with this project, obviously we can see here higher ETH sales. That's very nice and everything. Not too many, but a good amount. So I just wanted to keep that project on your guys' radar. This one is just chilling around like that 2 ETH floor price, which is obviously very nice to see. And then we even have Karafuru. Did have a little bit of a sell-off, but again, I think that this project can do well long term, guys. I mean, I'm not a genius with this. I don't know everything about Karafuru, but I do like the project. I did sell my Karafuru, so I'm out of the project now. Just wanted to let you guys know that, but I think that project can do pretty well. Now with other projects like Azuki, their floor is just so strong, guys. These blue chips are just holding such a strong ground, such a strong floor, and that is nice to see in this type of market, guys. Like this volume is doing well, right? But you also have to look back at the floors for these blue chips, and they are holding up pretty well. I'm not gonna lie. Now from all-time highs, we are down a little bit, but from just a general aspect of where we were about a month or 2 months ago, we're chilling, we're sitting really nice. So that is really good news to see for the market, guys. Now another thing I wanted to go over was that Neo Tokyo citizens are at such a cheap price, guys. These used to be like at a 55 ETH floor, and not a lot of people are talking about this, so I wanted to put this on your guys' radar. Obviously the floor is super thin, but again, the amount of volume that this project has is not that high. So this is probably not one of those flip plays that you guys might think that this might be. So I wouldn't get into that for this, but if you were looking to ever have an entry into Neo Tokyo citizens, now might be a good time. Again, I'm not saying it's going to keep on going lower. I'm not going to say it's going to keep on going up. I'm just saying that this looks like a pretty juicy entry. I was thinking about getting into Neo Tokyo Citizens, but currently I'm not going to be buying in. But guys, I like this a lot. Now with Neo Tokyo Outer Identities, which is the season 2 version of the Neo Tokyo Citizens, or you'll be able to eventually make this a Neo Tokyo season 2 citizen. These are also at a really cheap price, and I think that there's a lot of cool stuff that Alex Becker is going to bring this project since he's the founder, and LEO Trades also. I don't think they'll ever let this project go to shit. This project, I just think, will obviously hold long-term value. It'll always have something powerful to it. And in my honest opinion, holding a Neo Tokyo is a really cool thing to say in the space. So I don't know if you're into that, if you want to look more into the project, definitely take a look into that. There's a lot of great entries right now, and I'm actually gonna go ahead and make a video in the future, maybe in a couple days from now, on some projects that you guys should be looking at to have great entries into. But one more thing I wanted to go over was the drama of the 888 Inner Circle people. The founder over here, Crypto 888 Crypto, this guy had some drama around his name for the mint that he had coming up. He had a project that he was dropping with Gala Games. He partnered up with Gala Games here. They were going to have a project that they were going to drop. It was some generative art, and from the eye it looks like some pretty cool stuff that they have going on with like the generative art. I could see a lot of people buying into it, but the only problem that I had with it and that the community had with it is that the mint price was insane, right? This was a Dutch auction. I don't know how many pieces. I believe it might have been 888 pieces. The mint for the Dutch auction started at 11.11 ETH. So I actually commented about this last night here. A lot of people responded. It said, did I just see a Dutch auction starting at 11.11 ETH and ending at 8.88 ETH, guys? So that's what the Dutch auction actually ended at, guys. And pretty much the community went insane, guys. And if you guys want to go ahead and follow me on Twitter for like these super quick, fast information updates, obviously go ahead and follow me there. It's super important. I'll leave the link down below for that. But guys, a lot of people didn't like this. A lot of people were saying bad shit about it. And again, I already gave my opinion. I just think it's kind of crazy to have a mint that expensive. And if you are going to have that, probably you should give something in return than just generative art. But guys, overall, I'm not going to really hate on the project too much. I'm just kind of giving my opinion. I'm just kind of giving what the community also said about it. But guys, besides that, let me just go back to the OpenSea daily volume really quick. I'm going to just keep on going back to this, guys. It's pretty important to take a look at this. You know, every time we see these huge spikes, it's going to happen for a few days, and then we're going to see a little bit of a downtrend, which, you know, people panic sometimes. People freak out. I don't think it's a big deal. I think we should just chill out, Wait to see where things are going, not assume things right away, not try to time everything right away, but just take your time. You know, if you're over invested into the market, you're going to be emotional. You're going to be hurt by seeing these floors go down. So if you're in the market right now, if you're over invested, you know, maybe dollar cost average your way out of it if you're over invested, and find a sweet spot for you where you feel comfortable with not being worried about min prices 24/7, with not looking at the floor prices 24/7. So guys, that's all I'm gonna say for that. But guys, besides that, make sure to go follow me on Twitter for these super quick updates. I'm updating you guys on everything. I'm doing giveaways all the time, every single day, for really hype projects, super cool projects. So guys, besides that, thank you so much for watching today's video. I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Make sure to stay tuned, and I'll see you guys. Peace.